Today we're doing an update on the 7.5 gallon behind me. Sorry this video is a little dark. I'm currently shooting this at 9 o'clock. Today I picked up some new fish. I was over at my friend's house and we kind of got carried away talking for a while. But they're home now and I've got some exciting new fish for this tank. But before I show you guys those and add them to the tank, I'm going to talk about some other updates we've had with this tank. So for the first week, I did water changes every single day. The second week, water changes every second day. And the third week, I did water changes every third day. And now it's about in its fourth week of its lifespan. And this is usually around when fish tanks enter the awful stage of the brown algae stage, especially for low-tech tanks. And I was kind of expecting this to come, but I was hoping it wouldn't. So currently I'm getting a little bit of brown algae and it's just probably gonna get worse from here. And this stuff is just a pain to deal with. I don't really know how to prevent it in low-tech tanks, especially early on. I recently got some Cleton corona snails, or horn narite snails, and they're hopefully helping me out a bit with this, but I'm not exactly sure. I've also got a little bit of BBA coming up on my buse, and this is just because there was a tiny bit on it when I moved it into this tank, and it's enjoying the low-tech conditions, unfortunately. Initially when I scaped this tank, I used a red ocelot sword in the back corner, and I've switched that out. I'm using a purple night sword, or an Echinodorus afflame, which is basically a super unique plant. It gets bright, dark purple leaves, and there's not really any other plant like it in the hobby. And so far it seems to be doing pretty good in this low-tech tank. It actually is doing better than in my 20 long, which is a bit surprising. So hopefully this thing can take over the back corner and give this tank a super unique look. One of the other things I was worried about when setting up this tank initially was how my blue bolt shrimp are going to react. These are typically harder to keep shrimp, and this tank was going to get a lot of ammonia to start off because it was fresh soil, and I would have assumed the cycle died because I had the filter unplugged for so long, but it seems that the daily water changes helped a lot. All the blue bolt shrimp survived. I still have 4, and I'm super happy about that. Now I just need to get some males somehow to hopefully start some breeding in here. So my friend is unfortunately shutting down all of her tanks. She has started a different hobby and she's enjoying it a bit better, and that's houseplants, which I don't blame her. Houseplants is definitely a super fun hobby. So I actually picked up a couple trimmings from her, but she's tearing down her tanks, so I got quite a bit of fish, as well as a couple plants, something I have never tried before, which is in this bag here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see them. Oh, there we go. But in here we have some red root floaters, so I'm super excited to test these out. They're actually a plant I've never kept before, surprisingly. So these are going to be going into the 7.5 gallon, and they're hopefully going to be helping me out with a bit of nutrients. Now let's talk about what fish I picked up. These guys are one I've kept before and one I've bred before. So I've kind of been missing breeding a bit, so that's why I picked these guys up. Super easy to breed, super pretty, and these are Endlers. Can we get a focus? I don't know how well you can see them in the bag, but they're basically a cross she did with some tiger endlers as well as some other endler species, and I'm gonna see how they turn out. So they're gonna be going into the 7.5 gallon behind me, and hopefully I'll get a little colony that I can maintain its size a bit. But I'm gonna end shooting this for now, and I'm gonna check back tomorrow on these endlers once I've added them to the tank. So first up, I'm long overdue for a haircut, but I'm going for it in a couple hours. But let's talk about these endlers. They've been in here for about 3 days and I couldn't be happier with them. This has quickly became my favorite tank to watch, especially because it's right beside my bed. I found it distracting me from a lot of my lectures because I'm just watching the endler fish, but it's a lot of fun. I've got 4 males in there and a couple females, and then a bunch of fry as well. And now the 4 males are, I'm pretty sure 3 of them are mixtures between scarlet or chili endlers, not exactly sure, and then they definitely have a bit of yellow jacket tiger endler in them. And what's exciting is the 3rd male is this albino. He's got like tiger skin patterns down the side of him, and he has a bottom tail, and he's got like a nice yellow color, and he's gonna get his genetics in there somewhere. So I'm gonna have these mixed endlers, and I can't wait to see how they turn out. He is of the 4 endlers, he's definitely the biggest pest to the females. He's always harassing them, which is a little annoying for them and a little worrisome for me, but hopefully he's not too much of a pest. But hopefully we get some really pretty babies because of his genetics being mixed in. Currently I'm feeding these guys with Hikari fry starter as well as Hikari sinking wafers. I've noticed Endlers really like sinking wafers for whatever reason. They're pretty much bottom feeders. So I've got one of those in there right now so I can get you guys some shots of what's going on in this tank and how pretty these Endlers are, because they're absolutely stunning. Now the red root floaters I added, I'm probably not going to keep them long term because I want to get this carpet growing out, but for the first couple months, maybe 6 months or so, they're going to be really useful for keeping the nutrients down because there is a lot of slower growing plants in this tank, and it's something I recommend for you in your low-tech tanks as well. Now the only things I need to do for this tank now is have a bit of patience as these plants grow out, and then eventually I need to get a couple more blue bolt shrimp and hopefully some males so I can start some breeding in here. And then I'm also deciding if I want to add some Neocaradinas to this tank as well. Not sure what kind exactly. I was kind of thinking Blue Dreams or orange, so let me know down below in the comments what you'd rather see in here, either the orange shrimp or some Blue Dreams, because I have cherries in all my other tanks and I wanted to switch it up for once. But yeah guys, that pretty much does it for this video. Make sure to click the subscribe button. I'm going to be trying to put out content much more frequently. The 24 gallon downstairs is getting a rescape soon. I'm just waiting to collect all the plants, and that tank is going to be insane. I think you guys are going to really like what I'm going to do with that tank, and I'm currently working on some hardscape for it right now. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. I'm just super gluing rocks to wood. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, this is going to be covered in Bucephalandra Brownie Phantom, which I've ordered in, which should be here sometime next week. And then I'm just waiting on some carpeting plants and a couple other stem plants as well for this tank. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This was KalemsFishtanks. Peace.